I got tired. As time went on, I was job hopping after I got fired in 2012. I was job hopping from daycare to daycare to daycare. That's what really messed my credit up. Once I learned, I noticed that I wasn't getting approved for anything. That's when I knew I had to do something.
What's up, world? Welcome back to the Tuned In with Tony podcast. And I've got a special guest with me all the way from Texas. Her name is Rita, aka Rita Aldrige, on Instagram, Rita Millionaire with an H at the end.
Yes.
So I am super excited to have this guest on here, guys. The reason why is because she is prolific when it comes to credit card stacking, helping people get funded, all of that stuff. And then I was like, hey, Rita, you should come on the show and teach my audience how they can become bankable, and get those opportunities off the ground. Because a lot of times, guys, we have things that we want to do, and then we just burn our own cash trying to figure out. So welcome, Rita, to the show.
Welcome. Thank you for having me here. This is a pleasure to be here in Atlanta. I haven't been in Atlanta in a while, so thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So, of course, like I saw you like online and you do credit, and then a lot of times people are like, everybody does credit, right? Mm-hmm. But there is something unique about just like the way you did it, the way you presented it. So could you kind of just break down like what makes you different than just anyone else that just does credit repair?
Well, what makes me different from others is my main focus is educating the student first or the client first. So it's not just me just repairing their credit. I'm educating them on credit as well. So I'm not just fixing credit. I'm teaching them, how to take care of it, how to build it out, how to make it look proficient for lenders to give them money. So yes, the education part is important. A lot of people don't offer that. They just, accept people's money and they just basically fix their credit, but they're not educating them. So that's what makes me different.
Yeah,
you gotta have a plan.
That's good because see, one thing too with the education, I like that you said you got the education piece first, is because what a lot of people don't understand is credit, how it works, and then how to there's laws. So like how you can also win in the credit game. And so what I mean by that is like, a lot of people, like if they get an inquiry, they're like, that's 2 years, dang. You know what I'm saying? They get a charge off, they're like, that's 7 years that is on there. And then what happens is now they're limiting their ability to move forward because they're just looking at the top line of the system. Right. They don't understand like that things can be removed. They don't understand how to get around things. And that's what I think is so good about just like the education. So what are do you run into a lot of people who just are stuck because they're just unaware?
Very stuck. When I tell you, I see people paying collections and charge-offs off. Okay, when in reality, that's not going to help you. Paying it off doesn't help because mainly, let's say you pay off a collection. The collection is still there. It's going to show that you paid it, but it's still there. So when lenders go and they look at your credit report, it's still going to look the same as if you didn't pay it. So my main thing is educating the client, letting them know, hey, don't pay on no collection. Try to get it removed first because by law, you are able to get that removed. It shouldn't be there anyway.
I like what you said, by law.
By
my
law.
Next question that I was going to say you next is like, I'm real big on like tearing down limiting beliefs and what people may be thinking, right? So, some people are like, oh, like, what do you mean? Like, you don't have to pay collections, right? But it's smart though, because I had ran into a friend and then it was like a Sephora credit card or something like that. It's like $700. And they're freaking out because a lawyer had sent a letter. It did say advertisement in it. And it was like, call us now because they're filing a court case against you. You know what I mean? But what I was telling them for what I learned, and I'll let you piggyback off of this, is like that debt has already been like wiped off on there. They've already sold that debt, probably wrote it off on their taxes. So you paying it doesn't truly help. So break that down just a little bit more so the people who are kind of...
Okay, so let me go back to what you just said, okay? So basically, I'm not going to say like don't pay on the collection because that's wrong for me to tell you that.
Yeah.
However, you do have the right to dispute the collection before you pay it. You do have the right, okay?
And get it removed from your report.
Exactly. Because a lot of times when you go look at your credit report, a lot of them are not reporting correctly. So you might have done the debt. You might do owe the debt. But when but when the creditors report it to your credit report, a lot of times, if you look at all 3 credit bureaus, the dates are different. Mm-hmm. So if you opened it on 12/1/2022 with TransUnion, and then Equifax says, 12/1/2023, then how are they the same? How are they the same? They're supposed to be the exact same dates because it's one account, right? So basically, when I say don't pay on collections, I'm telling you, make sure you go check that report, make sure it's accurate before you do pay it. According to the credit law, you have rights. So your rights is to make sure that account is verified first before you have to pay it. So my main point is just educating the client on just making sure that they look at their credit report before they pay on anything.
Let's talk about this then too. So also when it comes to credit, I hear as well is that, just like you said, just because it's removed from your credit report doesn't mean you still owe it. So kind of touch on the basis of where the line is of like what the actual credit report is, like as far as in showing that like you're clean, but it's off, but now they're in the background pursuing you. So like, what is it that allows it to come off and you owe it, but it's not shown on your credit report?
Okay, so when you have accounts, when you have collections and bad accounts reporting on your credit report, right? A lot of them, again, they're reporting incorrectly. So we can go and get them off all day. You still owe that debt. Yes, you could still be sued. Depending on your state, because every state have different laws. And depending on your state, they can sue you up to 4 years, 2 years, 1 year. It depends on the state. You have to know your state laws. And that's why another thing, that's where the education come in at again, because you need to know, okay, can they sue me? Do they have the right to sue me? Are they even bonded to sue me? Because a lot of times these collection agents, they try to sue you and they're not even bonded.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they have to be bonded, of course. Yep, you look them up. And if they're not bonded, they can get in trouble themselves.
Got you.
So you want to be careful when it comes to, just like I said, paying them.
Yeah, and a lot of things what I'm hearing too is just also making sure that like the individual, and I'm going back to what you said about education.
Yes.
That's good that we understand what's going on, because a lot of it is scare tactics. Like the example I gave you, the person who said like, oh, this lawyer sent me that. I'm like, do you not notice there's advertisement in the top right hand corner from the lawyer? So it's all scare tactics because you don't know the law, talking about that person. So education is key.
And that's actually against the law for them to send you letters like that. Again.
Right.
A lot of consumers don't know that, right?
Right.
They don't know that you can actually send a letter, a demand letter to the collection agency, letting them know to not send you that. It's called a...
Assist.
No, it's another name. Cease and desist. Yeah, cease and desist. I'm saying it wrong because I can't pronounce it. Yeah. But yes, you can send them a letter. You can send them a demand letter, just letting them know to stop sending you letters like that.
Gotcha.
And if they continue sending it, then you can sue them in court.
Facts.
So,
that makes sense. So then you have different types of like credit like things, right? So like people that I've seen, they do factual disputation, they do consumer law, they do Metro 2. What's the big difference in them? Does it really matter which route you take?
It doesn't. Okay. Metro 2 just faster because you can use a system. The system basically, it does everything for you. It's smart. It picks out the negatives for you. It pretty much does the work for you. With factual disputing, you're basically having to, pick out the bad accounts, and you're writing the credit bureaus telling them, okay, I need for you to verify to make sure that these accounts are mine or to make sure they're accurate. With Metro disputing, you're pretty much saying, okay, these accounts needs to be off my credit report if they're not reporting right. So you're not giving them demands. You're not saying anything about, no, you need to verify, because there is no verifying. So that's the difference between the two.
Another question that I just had as well is like, when we get to credit, right? So in Metro 2, just being faster or whatever, like what really makes it faster than something else? Because I've heard this got like all these points. Like some people will say like, I don't like Metro 2 because it has so much paperwork. Is it like when you do Metro 2, is it touching a lot more, like challenging the bureau with a lot more points than just factual disputing and all of that, and it makes it harder for them to verify.
Exactly. So with Metro 2, you're doing something called challenging.
Yes.
With factual disputing, you're doing factual. So you're asking them, hey, you need to send me facts that this is mine.
Yeah.
With Metro 2, you're challenging them. So basically you're saying, hey, it's pretty much coding. So when you hear people say, oh, there's a lot of paperwork, that's because Metro 2, the system is basically coding, the accounts. And with the credit bureaus, they have something called an e-escrow system. The e-escrow system, the e-escrow system also uses Metro 2.
Yeah.
So they have the same coding as the Metro 2 system. So if those codes don't match up, guess what? They have to take that off your report.
And that's the secret sauce.
Exactly.
So definitely, guys, definitely try Metro 2 because all the other ones just take so long. Like, you try the regular one and you're just like, boom. And the reason why this is really important too is because in life, guys, we all want to buy homes. We want to expand our businesses. We want to do this, and we don't have time to waste because of inquiries or time to waste because of charge off. And what's crazy to me, and I see you post it on Facebook all the time, like, how are people getting the big stuff off? Like, how long have you seen it take, like, from the shortest to, like, just average time? Because I see you talk about bankruptcy's gone, child support is gone, student loans gone. It's like...
I have a secret for you, okay?
Okay.
Forget the Metro 2, forget the factual disputing.
Yeah.
So, if you go to a site called Equifax.breach, if you go on Equifax.breach, and you basically, there's a section in there. You put in the last 6 of your social and you put in your last name. And what's going to come up is it's going to either tell you your information has been impacted or it hasn't. 95% of people have been impacted.
I see
now,
those letters all the time.
if it does say you was impacted, you can actually use that to get things off your credit faster.
That's smart.
Yes.
Because they send us the letters.
There was an Equifax.breach at one point. And so that's when everyone's information was exposed. So a lot of things that's on your report could have come from it being exposed.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why you can use that method. So when you hear people say, oh, I got a bankruptcy off in 24 hours. Oh, I got a, inquiry off in that. They're using that method.
That's a gem.
They're using it's called the Federal Trade Commission. They're going to their website and they're doing they're going to that website and that's where they're actually doing the dispute at. So they're going and they're checking the Equifax data breach. And then once they go there to check that, now they're going over to the Federal Trade Commission and they're putting in an actual, dispute with them. Once you put in a dispute with the Federal Trade Commission, things come off within 24 hours or so.
Got you.
Yes.
So let's also back up as well, because I think this is really important as well, is to especially storytelling, right?
Yes.
So like, how has it changed your life, what you do, since it's what you're teaching to other people? And what I mean by that is it's a really easy question, because at one point in time, like you said, you worked as a babysitter, making $8 an hour.
Ooh.
Like, how did this just change you that you've seen it so that people are like, if it's done it for her, it could be for me?
So what, right, read.
Yeah, like pretty much I'm asking you about your story, like before you found credit, right?
Okay.
Like what was going on in life, then when you discovered it, like how did it change your life? You know what I'm saying?
How did credit change my life?
Yeah.
Oh, it changed it a big time. Let me tell you, I worked at I worked at a 9 to 5 daycare job changing diapers for 12 years. Okay. I got tired. I was a single mom trying to raise my baby boys at the time. I got tired. As time went on, I was job hopping. After I got fired in 2012, I was job hopping from daycare to daycare to daycare. And I got fed up 3 years ago, back in 2021. At the end, well, it was like the 2020, 2021. I got fed up and I was like, you know what? I got to do something different. I couldn't get approved for anything. I couldn't get a new vehicle. I couldn't get money. I couldn't do nothing because I was always going and, trying to, get a loan here, there, payday loans. And of course they will approve you, right? Because they're going by what? Your income or whatever. So that's what really messed my credit up. Once I noticed that I wasn't getting approved for anything, that's when I knew I had to do something. So I started learning how to fix my credit on my own. Once I started fixing my credit on my own, I started helping other people fix their credit. I was like, wait, I'm getting good at this.
Yeah.
So as I got good with it, I was like, I could start a credit repair business. So I ended up starting a credit repair business, helping others. And as I got good with fixing credit, I got into the business funding game. Because now I'm tired of spending my personal money on my credit repair business.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting good with the funding part, and I was able to obtain $500,000, in my business just off business credit. And I was like, wait, if I can do this, I can help multiple people do the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what made me start helping others. That's what's motivating me now, just being able to see the people that I've helped. That's what's motivating me now to just keep doing what I'm doing. But going back to your question, yes, credit changed me just for good. It changed my life because I'm in a whole nother mindset.
Yeah.
My mindset is not where it was. I used to be like, oh, I ain't spending, money on, mentors. I'm not doing this and the third. But my whole mindset had changed.
Yeah.
Everything. So not just my financial, but the mindset, my life, everything.
That's a blessing, though. Yes. And the reason why I wanted you to say that, because there's so many people watching this and they need to see themselves in your shoes, right? Yes. So like you said, you're working this job, you're taking payday loans, you're not getting approved. That's the majority of people watching this show, you know what I'm saying, going through things. And then it's a gripe that we all feel, especially too, which we can pivot to business owners, is because, there's people like even myself has gone through it where you're like, I have the money or I make the money and my cash flow is good, but I'm not getting approved. And it's so annoying because I just need a couple, just give me a couple months and I got y'all, but I'm trying to get this project started, right?
Right.
So let's kind of pivot it into business funding. So what do you do for the entrepreneur that may be in my shoes? You make a very healthy amount of cash flow in your revenue for your business, but then it's just some things aren't set up right because you've been PG and everything and it just doesn't go right. How do you... Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, there needs to be some kind of strategy in place.
Right.
So, for instance, when clients come to me, because I take in all clients, whether you just now starting your business or you've been in business 10 years, it doesn't matter. Everybody can get approved for funding. But I always come up with a strategy with the actual client because we need an end goal. So the strategy will basically be, okay, let's see where your credit's at.
Because everyone's different.
Right. Okay, let's see what's reporting on your credit, because if you've already gotten funding for your business and then it's reporting on your personal credit, we need to figure out a way to remove those items. The reason why, because a lot of lenders don't like to give you more money if you're PGing everything, because they got income to debt ratio. So I would say for those entrepreneurs, basically what I would do is I would tell them, okay, let's try to maneuver over to the business credit side, because a lot of them don't have business credit. Like you said, they've been PGing. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go and we'll build up the business credit side, because you don't need personal credit to build up the business credit side. So once we build up the business credit side, we can use just straight business credit to get the funding and not personal credit.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? Because you've been PGing, because you just said that entrepreneur is PGing.
Yeah.
Right? When they didn't have to do that in the first place. And you don't have to PG everything.
Right. And that's the thing that we go through, because me being the main driving force of my business, you're just we need capital injection in order to operate, in order to expand. And then you just get stuck in that, right? So before we go to the next question, because we're going to stay on this topic, can you show all those credit cards right there?
Yes.
Just to show proof, because I know people need to see.
Yeah, so I brought a few of them with me.
Yep.
I brought a few of them with me. I could have brought more. I could have brought lots more.
Yup.
Doing in here.
Y'all see it?
How can I show these?
They all right there. These are right here.
Where?
The camera right here.
Right.
Just look straight
show
at
y'all
this.
my numbers on them.
Yeah, don't show that.
But you can see my name. Hold on.
Yeah, we see them. So basically, guys, she got this big.
I have platinums too. If you go to my Facebook page and on my Instagram, and I even show my name on them as well. So you will see Rita Aldrige. So y'all call me Rita Aldrige. But my name is Rita Aldrige. So if you see some credit cards and say Rita Aldrige, that's me.
Yep. So I thought that was really important, guys, that she showed that, and not so, because I know what you guys are thinking now. You're like, oh, that's a lot of debt, right? So now we're about to go to that next. Good debt. So we're about to go to that. So the reason why that's important, because when I found her, and then I was like, the first thing I said was, you probably have a bunch of inquiries. So tell them why you don't.
I don't have any inquiries.
Tell them why you don't.
And the reason why I don't have inquiries is because, again, I started on the business credit side. I started building my business credit. Then I do something called MSing, which is manufacturer spending. I won't go too deep into that, but yes, I built up my business credit, and I did no PG. And then when I did do PG, right, I was able to remove those inquiries off my personal credit, because it doesn't impact your business credit cards.
Yep.
So I was able to get those removed off of there.
Yep.
So it doesn't impact anything.
And that's just something that other people don't know too, is that the business cards, just to reiterate, she said the business cards do not affect your personal credit.
Right.
So even, not to give bad advice, but if your business credit card payment is late, it's not getting a late payment on your personal credit. People don't know that as well.
Right, unless you PG it.
Unless you PG
it. And
Okay.
Again, you can get that removed.
Got you.
You can get that removed.
Got you. Okay. Perfect. So then somebody's going to say now, I don't know if this is good, but like, how do you get so many credit cards? Well, let's not even talk about that. They're going to say like, how do you manage the debt? Or do you just not spend the money on them and it's just
What you mean? I spend a lot of money on
Yeah.
Listen, I use my credit. I spend at least $30K a month.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm into real estate. I do the tiny, like when I say real estate, I'm doing like the tiny home play. I'm buying wholesale homes, things like that. So I'm doing a lot of different things with my. But guess what? I'm making that money back 2 times, like.
So
triple.
let's talk about good debt versus the bad debt, right? Because I know when people are seeing the haters are like, she got a bunch of debt, she got bad, blah, 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 blah.
Nope.
Yeah, let's break it down, because if you do teach the education, so now when you teach them how to do that and get all the funding, get the 0% interest credit cards, how do they not just blow the bag though?
Okay, so I have students and I have clients.
Yeah.
So my clients, when they come to me, they have to do a survey. You have to tell me everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
My main thing is to educate them first. I tell them, hey, you have to make sure you have a end goal before we even go into the funding. So you can't even come to me. You can't even come to me if you don't even have an end goal. Because I'm not about taking your money. I want to help you. I'm not here to put you in more debt.
Right.
Because you have something called good debt and bad debt. So the good debt is basically we getting you all this funding and then you're investing it, but then you're getting the money back 10 times more or whatever. So you can invest it in real estate, flip it, whatever it is you're putting it into, it needs to bring you back double of whatever you spent, so that you could pay the credit card bill back. And not only that, with business credit is different than personal because they don't do utilization.
Right.
So they don't go by utilization. So if you have a $20,000 business credit card, and you go and spend it on real estate, it's not going to impact you. But just going back to your question, basically I have my clients do a survey, and before we even get started in getting them funding, they have to have a plan.
Yeah.
If they don't have a plan or end goal, then I tell them, hey, go figure it out, and then you can come back or I can help you. But I do not want to help you get funding for you to just go and blow the money off.
Yep.
So
I heard that.
That's where we go.
Yeah, that was super important too, because I just know what people think.
Yep.
And they like, she got all them credit cards. But
No.
now that you guys seen that, there's so much more for us to talk about. But that's why you need to tap in with her, because she has the knowledge. Because when I saw that, I was like, how? Because it's like, I remember when I did my first little funding spree, got my little 5 credit cards, thought I was doing something. But then it was like, that was it. They like cut me off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because you talking about business or it's personal?
It was like a mixture. I was just trying to see what I could get.
Okay, you would probably just PGing up some stuff. You probably didn't even come up with a strategy. So that's something else I should have told you about. When I get these clients, we come up with a strategy. Not all clients are treated the same. And what I mean by that, like one client might come in with bad credit, the other one might come in with good credit. So the one with good credit, I'm going to use different lenders for that client. With the other, the client with bad credit, I'm going to use a different type of lender.
Because you're looking at the criteria.
Right, I'm looking at the criteria. And then I'm putting in order which lenders I'm going to go to first, second, third, fourth. Where some people, they just go and be like, oh, I can go get funding at Chase. Oh, I can go get $70,000 at Chase. I can go to Truist and go get... No, you have to put it in order. You have to put them in order because Chase have their own rules when it comes to inquiries. Truist have their rules. All lenders have their own rules, so you have to also pay attention to that as well.
Got you.
When it comes to these cards.
So then now I know what someone else is thinking as well. Is they're just like, yeah, so you gonna get me funded, but like all them high interest rates on credit cards and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, what's your objection? How do you hit back at that?
So not all the credit cards are going to be high interest. We're gonna get you some 0% credit cards. So okay, let's look at it like this. You know when you go get a business loan at the bank, they charge you this interest, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather get you a business credit card with 0% interest because you can go spend that whole $20K on that business credit card and pay the minimum payment every month. and not be hit with interest. But if you go and when you go and get a business loan, you're hit with interest. So I'd rather get you a business credit card, several of those for you to go invest with, so you will have time to go do whatever you need to do and just pay back the minimum.
Yeah, it's actually a better deal.
Right,
because,
way better.
Just being in the experience of having 0% interest credit cards and loans,
right?
I'm paying more on the loan for the studio than if I would have had like 20%, because like the cost of the loan may be, let's say, $40,000 loan, they're gonna charge you $8,000 to $10,000 on a good one, good, you know what I'm saying?
And that interest every month is just racking up, especially if you only paying the minimum.
Yeah.
But if you have those business credit cards, you only have to pay the minimum and not have to worry about getting hit with those high interests.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So if I go and get, again, I'm gonna say it again. What I usually do is I'll tell my clients, okay, let's go get you a $20,000, business credit card, 0% interest, and you can go invest in some real estate. Okay, now you can go put that real estate on something called Section 8, because we all know that Section 8 is going to pay you're going to get paid on time. And when you go up, put the home on or whatever property you get on Section 8, you can get it started ASAP within 30 days.
So I got a question about that.
Yes.
So now we're talking about leveraging credit to put in real estate as a vehicle, right? So now, how do you get the money from the credit card in order to get approved for actual real estate? That seems difficult.
Okay, so there's different types of real estate.
Yeah.
Right? So you have it to where you can go and purchase these beat up homes or whatnot, and you can go and fix them up.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, I go purchase a property off of, what's that called, Marketplace. Yeah. I go get a $10,000 property, because I've done that. It's beat up and everything, but I can also borrow from.
There's equity in it.
Well, there's ways you can borrow money, and pretty much they don't check your credit. Yeah. From private lenders. Yeah. You can borrow money, fix the place up. Yes, private lenders. You can borrow the money from the private lenders for them to fix the place up, and then now the place is fixed up. Now you can go ahead and put that home on Section 8. Within 30 days. That's literally how fast it is. Now you're starting to get paid within 60 days of having that home on Section 8.
Do they usually get a tenant in there pretty fast?
Yeah, because with Section 8, come on. Who don't, like with Section 8, like as soon as you put your property, you sign up for the program, you know how many tenants gonna come running? One in that 3 to 4 bedroom home? Yeah. There's not a lot of properties that accept Section 8. So you're going to have tenants trying to get in there like crazy. You're going to have a whole list of people trying to get in there like crazy.
Well, the Section 8, do they usually have, is that usually like a long term that they would be in there? Because it's like versus like, what is it like, are they there for like a month, 6 months, a year?
No, 12 months. It's a year.
Okay.
So the tenant is there for 12 months.
So you're secured.
You're very secure, because with Section 8, it's 100% guaranteed money every month. Yeah. And that tenant, they probably got 5 kids, so they probably not paying no rent. Yeah. And even if they are paying rent, guess what? It's going to be very affordable. So you're going to get your money. Yeah. So just think. So think if you, let me just break it down for you. Let me give you a strategy. Okay. So this is what I teach my students, even currently in my mentorship. Okay, let's go get approved for a no PG credit card. Because they're
like which type of credit cards?
Okay, for instance, let's talk about Sam's, right? You got Sam's, it's no PG. That means they don't check your personal credit. They'll give you a $20,000 credit card right now. But you got to have an 80 Payex score. Okay, we can get that in 30 to 45 days. That's easy to get. Yeah. Simple, right? So let's just say you get that 80 Payex score, you go to Sam's, you apply. They're not going to ask for your Social Security or anything. You're going to get approved for at least $20,000. Now we could do something called MSing. We could take that money off that credit card by, the Visa debit cards they have. So you can purchase a few of those using that $20,000 credit card. Basically, you purchase the Visa debit cards. You call the 1-800 number on the back. They give you a PIN. You can go to Walmart and take the money off. It's like a debit card. Yes, you could pay. You could pay with your Sam's card at Sam's. So Sam's also have these Visa cards. So now you're taking that $20,000 off, and you can go invest it in one of them properties I just told you about on Marketplace.
That would be like manufactured spending, right?
Exactly. Yep. So now because that is manufactured spending when you're taking the money off the card, right? MSing. So now you could take that money that you just went and took off that credit card, and you can go put it into either the wholesale housing, or you can even do the tiny home play.
What's the tiny home play?
So the tiny home play, right?
I know you're happy about that one.
Yeah, I'm happy about that one because I'm literally actually about to start that. Like, I've already purchased 3 tiny homes and I just purchased some land. I literally got some land for like $10,000 on Marketplace. Yes, you can get land that cheap, like in all states. So anyway, so I got some land and you can get a commercial business credit card at Home Depot, and you can purchase the tiny homes at Home Depot and get them fixed up as like for under like $10,000. And then you place them tiny homes on that land and you can rent them out.
That's like, does the land need to be centralized to like?
I mean, of course, the land got to be up to par, right? Because you gotta
well,
have.
I mean, like location wise, like does it have to be like near the suburbs or like near the city?
No. You just have to make sure you do your own due diligence when it comes to that. You have to make sure that the city's okay with you, putting tiny homes there. But a lot of places you can pretty much put tiny homes.
Gotcha.
You can have your own tiny home community.
And the tiny home kind of makes sense because it sounds so funny saying it.
I love it
because it's like you're pretty much like paying for it. It's done. Like you sink the cost and it's just rent that you'd be getting, right?
So with the tiny home, like I said, you can go get you a commercial, right? A commercial Home Depot business credit card.
Right.
And you can actually purchase the tiny homes from Home Depot. Although they're cheap homes, but so what? You need to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Go purchase those tiny homes from Home Depot and then place them tiny homes on some land. Now, I don't know if those will be Section 8 approvable. I think they will if you fix it up correctly because they are homes.
Yeah.
Now, I've never put one of those on Section 8.
Yeah.
But again, I think you can. And if you can, that's going to be a real play.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah, she going to follow back up with that one.
I'm going to follow back up. But I do know the ones I buy on Marketplace, the homes I buy on Marketplace, I just fix those up for under $10,000 and I just throw them on Section 8 like really fast and just make all my money back like 10 by 4. Like seriously. Nice. It's easy. It's very easy. People don't know to do that.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I don't want to put no Section 8 people in. I don't want to put no Section 8 people in my home. Well, come on, just do a screen test.
Yeah. Facts.
Screen them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like guaranteed. One thing that she said that I want to talk about that is common that business owners and entrepreneurs hear, but I don't think they really understand how to get there is the Payex score. And you said you could get there in like 30 to 45 days. Yes. So like, business credit is its own little thing. Can you kind of talk more about like how a new entrepreneur with a new business gets a good Payex score?
Oh, that's really easy. Yeah. Let me tell you right now. Actually, me and my students right now, we're doing this now. We're building up the business credit profile. So you want to start real low, which is getting the 80 Payex score, and you want to get the 76 Experian business score. So basically, how you do that, you're going to open up 2 NAV accounts. You're going to use 2 different emails, but you're going to use the same business. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're going to get something called Business Boost. I think they call it Business Prime now. They have another name for it, but I know it as NAV Boost. So you get NAV Boost on both of those accounts. So now you have 2 trade lines reporting. You only need 4 to get the 80 Payex score. Gotcha. So now, after you get the 2 NAV Boosts, you're going to get 2 more trade lines. The other trade lines can either be Quill, Uline, Granger, or you could just go get like a business secured credit card. You can go to Wells Fargo and get that.
Yeah.
You can use Tilful. There are so many business secured credit cards out there that you can pretty much get.
In business secured credit card, you're putting your own money up just to get that trade line.
It's the same as the personal secured credit card where you put your own money on there and it reports.
When you said you need 4 trade lines, could you just get Granger, Quill, this, or do you need that NAV?
I would say just get the 2 NAV boosts and then just get like Granger and Quill. Or
how much
Granger
does NAV cost?
So NAV, I think it's like $49.99, but you just need it for 3 months. I tell people, look, just get it for 3 months. You don't need to like keep paying on it.
Yeah.
I have a secret for that. I do. Like people think, oh, I gotta keep paying. Listen, just pay on it for at least 3 months, enough for you to at least get the 80 Payex score. Gotcha. Because now when you have the 80 Payex score, you can go do some things. You can go get some no PG credit cards.
Yeah.
Business credit cards.
And then how often do you have to order from like Uline and Quill? And
so Quill has kind of changed theirs up. It used to be like where you can like order, $100 worth things and then like pay it off a little bit at a time. Now they got it to where you have to like pay it all up front, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it's helping you build, out that business profile. A lot of people don't even like using vendors. So I have other methods for my students to use instead of going like to Quill, Uline, and Granger. So I have like a whole list of like other, like real business credit cards that my students can use instead of, using those vendors.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've always just been like, oh, how do I get my business credit? Because we don't want a PG forever. You know what I'm saying?
No.
What loans actually reflect on? Because I did mess up a business credit before because I was ordering like T-shirts and stuff, and then they had gave me the net 30s, and then some of those shirts got paid late and stuff like that. But like when people are taking these MCA loans, right? So let's break down the merchant cash advance loan.
Yeah, those are not good loans. I'm telling you that now.
Fund box and all that stuff. Does that hurt your Payex score?
Let me tell you, the only time I would say to go get like fund box and all them other, we don't do, we'll approve you, with no credit check, bad credit, whatever. The only time I will say go and get that is if you're trying to get money like right now for your business, and then you can always, like, for instance, if you have high utilization on your personal credit report and you trying to go get, $15,000 in business credit, then I would say, okay, go use Fundbox to pay off that high utilization because it's not reporting on your personal credit report. So go use Fundbox to go pay it off, and then go get that $15,000 or $20,000 business, funding, and then you can always pay Fundbox back. Although you're right, the interest is gonna be high, but guess what? It's still helping you though.
Yeah, facts. And like you said, it's all about strategy as well. Right. Because when you get those MCAs, guys, and like we said, Fundbox, it's real appealing on the front, right?
Very appealing.
But extremely aggressive. Because, I've had them back in the day, and then they'll be like $126 a day. And you're like, I could do that. But then when you think about it, you're paying back like $5,000 a month.
But that's why you got to have a strategy, right?
Right.
Because just think. You wouldn't have to pay that loan if you would have. I mean, I don't know. What would you use the money for? Was it
event spaces, studios, all types of random ideas?
Okay, so basically, those spaces wasn't bringing in money as fast as you thought, right?
Right.
And that's probably
because they start taking the day they give you the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they got the bigger origination fee. That's another thing people don't look at. Like when you look at just the balance. So let's say they're like, oh, we're going to give you $20,000, right?
Right.
There may be an $1,800 origination fee on there, so you really only get like $1,700 something or $1,800. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta pay attention.
Gotta pay attention.
So now your numbers are off. You know what I'm saying? Like their numbers, you know what I'm saying? They're doing it. So it's like just so much stuff with this, and that's why I really appreciate versus you just saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna get people the money and let them go crash out." The education and the strategy is very important.
Very important, because I'm not trying to help you go into debt.
Yeah,
like,
you
that's
don't
not
want
what I'm
that
here
on
for.
your name.
Most people be like, you know what? Come on, I'll take you. Oh, I'm gonna get 10% on the back end. That's not what I'm looking at. I want to educate the client and the student first, and then have a strategy on the back end, because that's gonna reflect me at the end of the day. Yeah, that's gonna reflect on me as well.
I want to talk about like your program as well too. So say like a thought that just came to my head. You're growing, you're getting all these people, they're seeing you. How do you give everyone their own strategy, or is it a certain part of the program you got to be in to get that strategy?
Okay, so I have different programs, right? I have the 101 coaching program where it's just me and you on a Zoom, and then I have a course where I'm letting the students, log in, to an actual platform to look at modules and things like that. But then we meet up on a Zoom call one time a week to talk about the, whatever module we did the month or two or whatever before. So most coaches, what they do is they just give their students the courses and just let them go on their own. Yeah. I don't do that.
They just group everything.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
What I do is, yes, I give my students the courses, but I also meet with them one-on-one at least 3 times throughout the course to see how they're feeling, how they're doing, and do you need any extra assistance from me? So I don't just throw you out no courses and just be like, okay, do it on your own videos. No, we don't do that over here.
Got you. So now just a business owner question. How do you manage all those Zoom calls? Because I know like as I'm scaling, I'm just like, I'm on a Zoom call all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you just keep them short, or like what do you do?
So basically I just kind of schedule them out like long distance or whatever. Because you gotta remember, I also have my consultations as well, and I'm talking to these people. So people pay me, $55 to speak with me on a consultation. I charge for all my consultations. When it comes to my students, they have their own time with me. So when I'm strategy, when I'm putting everything in place, like my calendar, I make sure I just put time in for my students.
Yeah.
Whether it's a course, whether it's a one-on-one, it doesn't matter. Whatever type of student you are, you're going to get my time.
Got you. Do you factor in time for yourself?
You're gonna, yes, most definitely.
Because I know, y'all, Rita got 6 phones, y'all.
One for my students to call me when they need me.
Yeah.
Again, even the ones with the course.
Yeah.
One for my business credit program, one for my credit repair program, 2 for my personal, and then one just whatever.
Yeah, she's real deal. When she's moving like that, y'all, 6 phones, you know she's a real deal for sure. So how do people like tap in with your program? Like, where do they find all the information about you at? Tell us that.
Okay, so I just started a Instagram page. I just started my Instagram page maybe like 3 months ago, so I don't have that many followers, which is fine. But it's Rita Millionaire, which is
we'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
And then I had a Facebook page of over 71,000 followers. No, I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. I had a Facebook page with over 7,100 followers, and I had a private group with over 5,000 members, but Facebook just suspended my page because a hacker
Somebody
to it.
got you.
So now I have a new Facebook page. The same name as Rita Aldrige, but someone is using my pictures for other pages. So it's going to be very difficult. So please put the link in the bio.
Facts, we got you. Yeah.
They playing with me right now.
Yeah. So, what I'm super excited about, too, is just, like, it's not about the cloud. It's not about that. It's just results. And, like, when you guys follow her, you're just going to see, like, this person got this from this person, and then your people love you and all this type of stuff. And it's just, like, the real deal versus, like she said, somebody that's just, like, course.
Right. I'm not salesy at all. If you go to my page, I'm just straight education. I respond to everybody. I treat everybody the same. I just love my people. Like, it's not about the money at all.
Yeah.
Like, the money come. Like, I do automations. I make money all day long. Like, that's nothing to me. Like, so
I got another question for you. So let's talk about just like we're getting towards the end, just business owners and the things that they can do, Payex scores, getting all of this. You have nice cars, right?
Yes.
How does a business owner put the cars in their name? How does that operate?
Okay, so when it comes to that, like, I'm a Mercedes-Benz girl, okay? Like, which you already know, I just went and bought a new AMG. You know, I got my G-Wagon. I don't know if you know, but I have other vehicles because I have a car fleet, but I have a broker who's over my car fleet. I have one in Florida, I have one in Houston, and I have one in Dallas. So basically, when it just comes to putting vehicles in your name, people think, oh, well, you got to have good business credit. You got to have this, and the third. You really don't.
Okay.
You really don't. You just got to be persistent. You might have to PG the first 2 or 3, but after that, then you're able to just get it without PGing. Mercedes-Benz, it's really easy to get the vehicles in your business name with them. As long as you have an 80 Payex score, you're good.
Finance or lease? What's better?
Financing.
Yeah.
We don't want to, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I was gonna take the $100,000 and pay on the AMG, and I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to actually report.
Yeah. I feel you.
Like, leasing, right? We want to, like, financing it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go. Whether you leasing it or financing, it just needs to report.
Got you. Okay. Perfect. Yes. Well, y'all, that's my girl, Rita Aldridge. Go ahead and tell them again the social media where they gonna find you.
Okay, so I'm on Facebook, Rita Aldridge. Again, there's people using my photos, my name, so I hope we can put the link below. And on Instagram is Rita Millionaire, not millionaire, but her is HEIR.
Got you.
Yes.
And leave everybody with one last gem of what you want them to know.
Okay, so one last gem. I will be having a free webinar showing you how to get up to $300,000 in funding.
Yeah.
That will be coming up this Thursday.
Yeah.
Which I'm having webinars every Thursday, so I don't know which Thursday we're on right now.
Yeah, because they're going to watch it all different times.
So just know I'll be having one mainly every other Thursday. So just follow me and you will know because I'm always putting it.
I was about to say,
page.
how do they get the 300? But they need to sign up below.
No, they got to sign up below. And I'm going to go into detail with that. I'm telling you, I've already had like a few of those webinars, and like you will go on my page and see where people are just like, man, she dropped the game. I mean, it's easy.
Click the link below, y'all. See her in the class. Real game. That's my girl, Rita. We'll see y'all on the next episode of Tuned In with Tony. Peace.